Closing in on the home stretch of Season 3 here in the Everton Takeover rebuild, but there's still a lot of important football to play. We are clawing our way back up the Premier League table towards those European places. We are on the verge of making the quarterfinals in the FA Cup, and we are just 2 games away from the last 8 in the Europa League as well. And we have a game in each of those competitions to get to in today's episode, starting with highlights of our home fixture against West Ham in the FA Cup. Then we'll be travelling to Villa Park in the Premier League before we round things out with a featured game here today at Old Trafford, taking on Manchester United in the Europa League. Squad has been stretched pretty thin at times this season, but with the exception of James Garner, we're pretty much back to full strength. And we've done so well to hang in there in 3 out of the 4 competitions. And although the FA Cup out of those 3 competitions is probably bottom of the priorities list, I do think probably our best chance of winning some silverware here in Season 3. Leicester City have advanced to the quarterfinals, beating Luton Town 4-0. Norwich will take on Bournemouth. Manchester United versus Wickham. Burnley versus Blackburn Rovers is one of the other fixtures. Newcastle will face Ipswich. Nottingham Forest versus Brighton and Leeds United versus Wolves are the other fixtures in round 5. So on paper, we're probably the 3rd best team in the competition behind Manchester United and Newcastle, and that's quite rare for the FA Cup, so we really need to try and take full advantage of that. So Graham Potter has put out a strong 11 for this game. Jordan Pickford captains the side in goal. Nathan Patterson and Maxim de Kuyper keep their places at wing back, but Ben Godfrey and James Tarkowski come into the back line. Lewis Ferguson joins Josh De Silva in midfield, whilst Harrison, Nelson and Dale Afeyu make up the front 3. Potter has a number of big names and strong players on the bench though, including Alan Saint-Maximin. As for West Ham, they're taking the competition seriously as well and have fielded a very strong 11, featuring the likes of Souček, Kudus, Paquetá, Jacob Ramsey. Arnaud Danjuma starts up front as well. Of course, a player who spent a brief spell at Goodison Park. This was a really tightly contested match right from the very first whistle. Both teams had chances in the first half. This one falling to West Ham and Mohamed Kudus, but Jordan Pickford made a good save away to his right-hand side. But we tested the West Ham goalkeeper as well. Lewis Ferguson nodding the ball down to Jared Dale Afeyu from the edge of the box, but what a save at point-blank range from Casteels to keep it level. And after an even first half, West Ham did take the lead after the break. Arnaud Danjuma finding a bit of space in the penalty area and firing past Jordan Pickford in front of his old fans. The game continued to be close though. Alan Saint-Maximin came on in the second half to try and make a difference, and Reece Nelson found him at the back post with a cross, but his athletic diving header was ultimately over the bar. And in this game, the second goal was always going to be the most important one. If we got it, we'd be level. If West Ham got it, they would see the game out. And this one was particularly frustrating because Anton Stack put in an excellent sliding challenge to win the ball back initially, but West Ham somehow managed to regain possession and fired past Jordan Pickford for the second. We did our best to get back into the game, but when this happened, we knew it just wasn't going to be our day. Scott McTominay came on in the second half, rose high to win the header just outside the 6-yard box. Casteels tipped it onto the post, bounced back into Casteels' arms. The ball never crossed the line, although it did look closer than this to doing so at one point. And that allowed West Ham to just sit back and defend their 2-0 lead and see the game out. So it was a good performance from West Ham, particularly a good away performance. They did exactly what they needed to do, as did Newcastle. They beat Ipswich 2-1 to go through. Brighton just managed to squeak into the quarterfinals, winning 5-4 on penalties over Nottingham Forest, whilst Leeds beat Wolves 3-2. Leicester City, as we said before, progressed. Norwich City make it through to the quarters though over Bournemouth. Manchester United demolish Wickham, and Burnley will be the final team in the next round. So from 3 competitions down to 2, only the Premier League and the Europa League remain. And it is a Premier League game next on the agenda as we travel to Villa Park. Aston Villa having an excellent season so far. They find themselves all the way up in 3rd place, just behind 2nd place West Ham. So Villa should prove really tough opposition as they try and secure a place in the Champions League for next season. And we will be facing another former Everton man, fan favourite from Season 1. Beto starts up front alongside En-Nesyri. Emi Buendia starts at right midfield as well, who's a player that I had my eye on for some time. As for Graham Potter, a number of first team players come back into the side. Kevin Danzo and Isaac Toure return at centre back. McTominay and Anton Stack will be the pairing in midfield, and a completely fresh front three as Assane Diao and Alain Saint-Maximin rejoin Matheus Cunha up front. Aston Villa got off to a bright start in this one. Emi Buendia taking a shot from outside the box, which Jordan Pickford was forced to parry away at his near post. And Emi Martinez at the other end made an equally good save from Assane Diao, but it was our turn to put in a really good professional performance away from home, and Scott McTominay got us off to the perfect start in that regard with a diving header on the 15th minute. Nodded past Emi Martinez. Probably should have done a little bit better. Like West Ham in the last game, we absorbed the Aston Villa pressure in an attempt to hold on to that 1-goal lead. Emi Buendia again causing issues in the box, but Jordan Pickford with his angles comfortably covered. But the Aston Villa pressure continued into the second half, and again we had to rely on Jordan Pickford to parry a shot away at his near post, but Aston Villa were coming closer and closer to grabbing an equaliser. That is until Lewis Ferguson put the game beyond doubt. Lewis Dobbin driving into the box, pulling it back to Ferguson, who took a shot from about the penalty spot, and he almost missed. The shot cracked against the post, but fortunately off the inside of the post and into the back of the net to make it 2-0 Everton. So that result certainly would have thrown a spanner into the works for Aston Villa as they tried to secure Champions League football for next season. We are, of course, trying to secure European football for the second time in consecutive seasons too. So it'll be interesting to see what that did to the Premier League table. We remain in 8th place. Aston Villa dropped just one place to 4th position, but it has narrowed the pack slightly. Manchester City are way out in front on 59 points, but from West Ham down to us in 8th, there's a 10-point difference. We, of course, are more likely to be aiming for that 4th, 5th, 6th kind of spot, and there's only 2 points between us and Manchester United in 5th position. However, they do have 2 games in hand over us at this stage, and it will be Manchester United who are our opponents for our 3rd and featured game of the episode in the Europa League. Manchester United have joined us in the competition after failing to qualify from really not such a tough group in the Champions League. Napoli and Sevilla progress to the knockout stages in the Champions League. Club Brugge, the other opponents for Manchester United in Group G. So needless to say, this is an absolutely huge game in the history of Everton Football Club, and easily the most important game that we've played in the series so far. Of course, there's no underestimating Manchester United though, especially since they did beat us 2-0 in just the last episode. Today they go with Andre Onana in goal, Mazraoui, Mancini, Upamecano and Hernandez the back four, Tchouameni and Casemiro the pairing in midfield, Rashford, Fernandes and Sancho start behind Kolo Muani, who looked so dangerous in that last game. As for Graham Potter, he's gone with the same 11 that just beat Aston Villa 2-0. Jordan Pickford in goal, Patterson, Danzo, Toure, Ahmed Hodzic, De Kuyper, his favoured back five at this point. Massive game for the young Isak Toure. Scott McTominay again starts in midfield against his old club this time, and alongside Anton Stack, Assane Diao and Alain Saint-Maximin support Matheus Cunha up front. The stakes here pretty much could not be higher, so without further ado, let's head over to Old Trafford and see if we can come away with a result in the away leg of this knockout fixture in the Europa League. So we are up in the commentary box at Old Trafford for what I don't think is an exaggeration when I say is the most important game of the series so far. Getting off to a winning start in the round of 16 here at Old Trafford would mean that we could go back to Goodison Park with a lead to defend and give ourselves a really good chance to go through to the quarterfinals of the Europa League. Good start as we get into the box and get an early shot on target with Matheus Cunha. Maxim De Kuyper lifts it in towards Diao, and what a start to the game. 3 minutes in, we have the lead at Old Trafford. Hassan Diao with a header at the back post, found by Maxim de Kuyper. And we could not have gotten off to a better start. Manchester United barely touched the ball so far in these opening couple of minutes. And we've had a very positive, direct, aggressive start to the game. And already it has paid dividends. Andre Onana coming out to close Hassan Diao down. But he manages to keep the header just high enough to go over the arm of the sprawling Andre Onana. And I did not expect to be on the board already. But we have pretty much a head start in this knockout fixture across 2 legs. And already the home fans make their voices heard. Their support begins to swell as their team is already behind. Matheus Cunha takes the ball away. Anton Stack. Hassan Diao with the run in behind. Stack gets the ball caught up under his feet just a little. Matheus Cunha into the box. Can he make it? 2 straight against Andre Onana. And McTominay into the box with an interesting diving header. But cleared away by Manchester United, and Hernandez comes away down this left-hand side. Hernandez already low on stamina. So if he's going to be venturing forward from his left-back position like we have seen those Manchester United fullbacks do in recent episodes, then he's really going to be tested in terms of how long he's able to make an impact on this game. Scott McTominay into the feet of Matheus Cunha. And we're going to try and exploit that gap that's been left behind by Hernandez. Diao just tried to loft it into the path of Scott McTominay. Rushing forward from his centre midfield position. Couldn't quite find him. Loose touch. And Hernandez is really, really struggling early in this game. Big call to go with Hernandez rather than Luke Shaw. As we managed to work it across the back 5. Rashford there to challenge Maxim de Kuyper. It was a 2-0 Manchester United win last time we played them at Old Trafford. And of course that's not going to be the case here again today. But Manchester United very much capable of working their way back into this game and still very much capable of coming away with a win. Matheus Cunha, good run. Can Sam Maximan find him? Just about. Cunha pulls it back. Scott McTominay is there. Good defender by Casemiro though. And what a bright start to this game. 15 minutes in and it's been all Everton. Look at Isaac Toure rising highest, climbing on the back of the Manchester United defender. Sam Maximan wriggles away from Mazraoui, drives it across the 6-yard box towards Diao at the back post. Stack tries laying it into the path of Cunha, but cut out by Manchester United. So we definitely have to be vigilant. We can't allow ourselves to get complacent here with such an early lead. And despite the fact that Manchester United did win 2-0 last time out, we actually put in a very, very good performance. It was a relatively even game. Lovely feat from Mazraoui to skip away from Maxim de Kuyper. Bruno Fernandes. Ahmed Hodzic just stands him up inside the box. Eventually manages to put his foot in. And Jordan Pickford can't quite get the ball clear. Sam Maximan comes away with it. It was just 2 moments of real quality for Manchester United that allowed them to come away with the 2-0 victory. But we were in the game for 90 minutes, really. And so I think if we can put in a similar performance again here today, already with a 1-goal lead, unlikely to concede 2 goals of the quality that we conceded last time, I think we will set ourselves up to come away with the result from this game. Even a draw would be an acceptable result. Obviously, once you grab the lead in a game, you do want to take away the victory. That's poor. That's poor from Kevin Danzo. Kolo Muani. And I said we wouldn't see a moment of the same quality as we did in The featured game of the last episode, we've seen almost a carbon copy of the goal that Kolo Muani scored in the last episode. Picks up the ball just outside the D. Just on that corner where the D meets the 18-yard box. And in the last game, he was on the right-hand side, put it in the top left corner. Today, he's done the opposite. Left-hand side and into the top right. What a goal from Kolo Muani. And already we have relinquished that lead to Manchester United. Again, though, what have they done? Outside of that, what have they done? Nothing in these opening 25 minutes. De Kuyper finds Saint-Maximin. Lofted in towards Diao once more. Headed clear by Manchester United. Stacked there to regain possession, though. And we will work the ball across the back 5 once more. Again, that's a loose pass. This time by Isak Toure. And it was Kevin Danzo's loose pass that allowed Manchester United in for the equaliser. I really do feel like you haven't really got a true representation of how good Kevin Danzo has been for us. He's been... The only real bad performances he's put in have been in featured games. He has really improved our back 5 and our back 3 in particular. But you've just seen so little of that because most of that has come in the games that I've been playing, you know, sort of off camera and just showing you the highlights of. Danzo stands up. Fernandez finds Kolo Muani in the box. Really good save by Jordan Pickford. And already Manchester United are coming back into this game and starting to get a foothold. Fernandez takes the corner short to Marcus Rashford. Good challenge, Nathan Patterson. And Scott McTominay is out ahead. Matheus Cunha the same. McTominay drops it into the path of Cunha. Heavy touch with his head. Can he find McTominay once more? Yes, he can. Alan Saint-Maximin. We have players lining up on the edge of the box, one of whom is Anton Stack. His shot blocked immediately by a Manchester United defender, though. Really good game so far. Back and forth. Both teams have had opportunities early. Hassan Diao, right-hand side. Bound by Matheus Cunha. Saint-Maximin can't win the header in the box. Kolo Muani lays it off to Jadon Sancho. Casemiro. Sancho once more. Hernandez forward. Having managed to regain a little bit of stamina. Oh, and Alan Saint-Maximin's pass. Couldn't quite find Maxim De Kuyper. Isak Toure. Pressed high by Kolo Muani. And there's Kevin Danzo finding Nathan Patterson. Hassan Diao in behind once more. And again he has the jump on the Manchester United back line. This time he can't find Matheus Cunha with the pullback. But Hassan Diao has looked incredibly dangerous so far here tonight. Can't steal the ball away from Hernandez though. Sancho. Good challenge, Nathan Patterson. And that's a rash challenge by the Manchester United man. And that's a poor pass. Matheus Cunha just needed it to... Poor pass from Matheus Cunha. Allows Manchester United in behind. Kolo Muani has two, as to Manchester United. And despite the fact that we took the lead 3 minutes into the game, we no longer have the lead. We no longer have anything. 2-1 Manchester United. Another good finish, Kolo Muani, but far too much space. Really poor pass from Matheus Cunha. Just needed to lay it into the path of Anton Stack. And Alan Saint-Maximin was in all kinds of space on this left-hand side. And it's another loose pass, this time from Maxim De Kuyper. Straight to Marcus Rashford, who is immediately in behind. And we have fallen to pieces since taking the lead. Tremaine, good challenge, Anton Stack. And again, two really good challenges in quick succession. It's been such a good addition to the side, Anton Stack. But what is that pass? All you've got to do is lay it into the path of a teammate who is unmarked. And now Isak Toure puts it out of play. Sort it out. Sort it out. 5 minutes to go until half time. We really should not be 2-1 down. Scott McTominay gives Manchester United another corner. Rashford again goes short. Nathan Patterson follows him. Bruno Fernandes. Casemiro lays it off. Kolo Muani, good challenge. Ahmed Hodzic. Let's come away on this left-hand side and try and create one more clear-cut opportunity. Anton Stack, nothing ahead of him, so he just has to carry the ball forward himself. Finally, Alan Saint-Maximin in a decent position. Oh, and he can't release the ball again. Anton Stack waiting on the edge of the box. We just can't release the ball quick enough. And it looks like that last opportunity of the game is going to have gone begging. Jadon Sancho, Marcus Rashford, parried away by Jordan Pickford. Maxim de Kuyper. Plays it straight to Tchouaméni. Oh, this has been a really frustrating first half. Really frustrating. What a good start, and then we've been so poor ever since. Get out of the way. Oh my God, Maxim de Kuyper's trying to tackle his own teammate. We've just been all over the place. All over the place in that last 20-25 minutes, and it's allowed Manchester United not only to get back into the game, but to allow them to take the lead. And we're really going to have to step up in this second half if we're going to come away with at least a draw from Old Trafford. So back out for the second half here at Old Trafford. Looking to grab a goal and come away with at least a 2-2 draw. We need to compose ourselves if we are going to do that, though. We were all over the place in the final 20-25 minutes of that first half. And it really allowed Manchester United to take control of the game. We cannot allow that to continue in this second half. Ahmed Hodzic, good challenge. Of course, the ball goes out of play for a Manchester United throw-in, because it's constantly what happens. Saint-Maximin. What a ball in behind. What a ball in behind for Marcus Rashford, who takes it down into the box. Ahmed Hodzic finds Anton Stack. There's Matheus Cunha. Nathan Patterson in space on the right-hand side, and he's found well. And Scott McTominay through the middle. As is Hassan Diao, and he manages to break away from the Manchester United defenders and buries it. Let's go. 2-2. We had a goal within the first 3 minutes of the first half. We've got a goal within the first 5 minutes of the second half. And it's a new game once more. Hassan Diao with his second goal of the game, matching Kolo Muani. Anything you can do, I can do better, Hassan Diao has said. And indeed, that is the case thus far. 2 goals apiece for Manchester United's forward. And not our forward, but one of our primary goal scorers, Hassan Diao. We're going to drop back into our defensive game plan. Because as I said in the first half, I would be fine with a draw in this game. If we can take a level playing field back to Goodison Park, I think at home we're going to have a good chance of coming away with a victory. Especially because I do feel like we've got Manchester United's number. I feel like if we can shut down Kolo Muani, really I don't think Manchester United have got the edge over us. Kolo Muani's just been so good for them. Casemiro. Rashford. Good defending to force Manchester United back. Casemiro once more. Into Fernandes. Good challenge, Kevin Danzo. That's the kind of defending that we've been used to seeing from him. Good run, Anton Stack, and Alan Saint-Maximin has found him. And how is that not a foul? How is there not a foul in there? He's all over him. Isak Toure. Scott McTominay! Why are you just walking backwards behind the Manchester United player? Clearly you're going to receive the ball there, and he's just drifting away from the back five and just allowing the Manchester United man to get in front of him and relinquishes possession for no reason. Hassan Diao, can he find Cunha? Not quite. Casemiro hooks clear. Ahmed Hodzic is going to have to win this, and he does. Finds Maxim de Kuyper. There's Kevin Danzo. Nathan Patterson. Scott McTominay. Hassan Diao's ball. Can he put the ball into the box? Finds, tries to find Nathan Patterson. Cut out by Manchester United initially, but won back well. Maxim de Kuyper. Can he beat his man? Just enough to get a cross in. Ahmed Hodzic, what are you doing in the Manchester United box? On our defensive game plan, at this stage of the game, why on earth is Ahmed Hodzic trying to win a header from Maxim de Kuyper's cross? He's back in position now as we delay the Manchester United attack, and as Anton Stack steals the ball away. What can that possibly be, ref? What can that possibly be? Marcus Rashford makes way for Mason Mount. I'm not even sure which way this has gone. I assume it's gone Manchester United's way. What can that possibly be? There's absolutely nothing in there that needs to be punished. Cut out by Matheus Cunha. And hooked towards Nathan Patterson on this right-hand side. But Isak Touré gets it all wrong. Patterson can't keep it in, and it does go out for a Manchester United throw in a dangerous position. Hernandez into Sancho, and then Casemiro, who beats his man and strikes the ball straight at Jordan Pickford, thankfully. Chance to hit Manchester United with a quick counter-attack here. Nathan Patterson. Oh, this game has been frustrating. This game has been a frustrating one. Hassan Diao trying to thread the needle on the touchline there. Just plays it a little too close to the sideline. And it does go out of play for a Manchester United throw once more. Tchouaméni, Casemiro, Kolo Muani once more. Worked really nicely with Tchouaméni. Isak Touré does well to eventually stop the attack, but still Manchester United press their advantage. What a save, Jordan Pickford. He's equal to Kolo Muani on this occasion. But that was a dangerous situation. Really nice attack from Manchester United. But there is Hassan Diao. Can he beat Hernandez? Not quite. And again, Manchester United get the lucky bounce. Might be time to make some changes next time the ball goes out of play. Mason Mount. Good defending Ahmed Hodzic, and he wins the ball back. And he finds Alan Saint-Maximin, who can't quite find Matheus Cunha with the knockdown. And just Sancho into the box again, parried away by Jordan Pickford, and we just got to get rid only as far as Casemiro. And we are holding on for dear life here as Manchester United press to take the lead in the game once more. Kolo Muani, Anton Stack for company. And again, good block. Isak Touré headed clear by Maxim de Kuyper. Anton Stack. Alan Saint-Maximin with a jump on Mazraoui. And we know he's got pace. Hassan Diao making a run at the back post. Instead he pulls it back towards Matheus Cunha. And he can't quite get a foot on it. A little too far behind Matheus Cunha. Perhaps across to the back post, where Hassan Diao would have been waiting to try and grab his hat-trick. Would have been the better option. Ahmed Hodzic cuts off the option. Manchester United go wide. Stolen away by Ahmed Hodzic. Scott McTominay. Isak Touré into the feet of Kevin Danzo. Isak Touré once more. And we'll just settle things down a little bit here. Momentum very much with Manchester United at the moment. Right, there's only about 15 minutes left to go in the game. 15 minutes to hold on to a draw. at the very least. Anton Stack, Maxim de Kuyper, Alain Saint-Maximin in behind. Stolen away by Manchester United and out for a throw. Very even game, 164 passes for each team as Luke Shaw comes on. Graham Potter to make a change or two as well. So not quite so much of an advantage to exploit down that right-hand side now, as 3 players make way for Everton and Graham Potter. Scott McTominay off for Lewis Ferguson. Alain Saint-Maximin on for a fresh pair of legs in Reiss Nelson. And Gerard Deulofeu on up front for Matheus Cunha. He has struggled somewhat since returning from his injury. Matheus Cunha hasn't quite managed to get all the way back up to speed yet. Good challenge, Lewis Ferguson. Hassan Diao makes it 3-2 with a hat-trick. Lewis Ferguson makes an immediate impact off the bench, stealing the ball away from Manchester United in midfield, slipping it through to Hassan Diao, who has completely single-handedly demolished Manchester United's defence here today, as well as Andre Onana. What a cool finish. Onana again comes out, stops just inside his 6-yard box. But what a tidy finish to tuck the ball away into that far corner from Hassan Diao. And what a game this has been. It's 3-2 Everton going into the last 10 minutes plus stoppage time of the game. And we just need to defend this lead, and we will take an advantage to Goodison Park as we try and secure our place in the quarter-finals of the Europa League. Good challenge, Ahmed Hodzic. Maxim de Kuyper goes out to meet Mazraoui, but is beaten. Ahmed Hodzic is not, though. Lays it into the path of Reiss Nelson, who can just come away on this left-hand side and try and keep the ball for as long as possible. Mazraoui is all kinds of tired, though. Gerard Deulofeu on the edge of the box, gets a little bit of space and makes it 4-2 Everton. What a breakaway as Manchester United look for an equaliser. And this game has been completely turned on its head. Not once, now but twice. We take an early lead. Manchester United turn it around. They take a lead. And we not only turn it around, but manage to double our advantage through Deulofeu. Couple of really impactful substitutions for Graham Potter. Brought on Lewis Ferguson. He got the assist for the equaliser. Brought on Reiss Nelson and Gerard Deulofeu. They combine for the 4th goal of the game. And we said, without Kolo Muani, I really feel like we've got Manchester United's number. It felt that way in the last game. And today, it's despite Kolo Muani, we have got Manchester United's number. 4 goals we've put past them. We did create opportunities in the last episode, and we were unfortunate not to score. All of our fortune has clearly been saved for this particular game. But, I mean, it's not all fortune by any means. We've put in a really, really good performance. Really nice move from Manchester United, though, and Isak Touré eventually has to block. Hooked away by Maxim de Kuyper. And we have just about 5 minutes to go to protect this 2-goal lead. Nathan Patterson can't quite stop Jadon Sancho. What a save again by Jordan Pickford. And hooked clear to Reiss Nelson by Maxim de Kuyper. Again, Reiss Nelson is just going to take the ball away on this left-hand side. Try and hold on to it for as long as possible. And the Manchester United defenders not really keen to close Reiss Nelson down. Can we make it 3? Deulofeu can't quite win the header. I was tempted to take it into the corner there, but Deulofeu was running completely free in the Manchester United penalty area. And we're just going to get as many players behind the ball now as we can. Anton Stack, really good intervention. I was waiting for the referee to blow his whistle for a handball there. Reiss Nelson is onside. Go with him, Deulofeu. Reiss Nelson finds Deulofeu, who finds Lewis Ferguson, who makes it 5. Unbelievable scenes at Old Trafford. What a turnaround in this second half. And what a turnaround from the substitutes. Reiss Nelson Gerard Deulofeu, Lewis Ferguson, the triple change for Graham Potter has completely turned this game on its head. I cannot believe what I'm seeing. I thought it wasn't going to be our night when we went into the halftime break 2-1 down. But oh my God, is it our night? A night for the ages if you are an Everton fan. And with seconds left to play, Maxim de Kuyper wins the ball back, and we are going to see out a famous victory here at Old Trafford. Can it get even worse? Is it possible? Reece Nelson fires over. Getting a little too excited, I think, Reece Nelson. Potentially could have pulled it back for Deulofeu. The Manchester United defenders were well positioned, though. And his eyes widened, Reece Nelson, a little too much, because he blazes over the bar. And the final whistle goes. And we have a 3-goal advantage to take to Goodison Park. Assane Diao with a monumental performance. Matched what Kolo Muani was able to do. And bettered it even. And then Graham Potter had his hand in the second half as well. 5 goals past Manchester United. 3 more than they were able to score. And we have set ourselves up so well to progress to the quarterfinals. My latest set of sliders, version 5.1, did drop yesterday. Check out that video if you haven't already. But in that video, I say that this is the most fun that I've had on EAFC since the very beginning of the year. And it's games like that are the reason why. It's episodes like this as well that are the reason why. We've had really close games, a couple of low scoring games, and then we absolutely explode with a 7-goal thriller. So you really get the best of both worlds with version 5.1. So we have a huge advantage going into leg 2. Villarreal have an advantage of their own, a 3-1 lead over Frankfurt. Newcastle United also have an advantage, 2-1 over Galatasaray. Ajax are leading Union Saint-Germain 1-0. AC Milan lead Union Berlin by 3 goals. Chelsea are actually a goal down to FC Porto. Sociedad 2-1 over Braga. And Rangers are leading RC Lens 2-1. So with the FA Cup no longer a possibility, the Europa League now remains our best chance of getting silverware this season. And we will look to secure our place in the quarterfinals of the competition in the next episode as we host Manchester United at Goodison Park. We have a home matchup in the Premier League against Brighton to get to as well, and a trip down to Vicarage Road to take on Watford. So we'll look forward to that in the next episode. I will try and recover from this one in the meantime, but I hope to see you there. Take it easy.